ran up in this. I just ran up in this room to do this show. I can't hear my sound, so I don't know if you guys can hear my sound. Can you hear my sound? I hear no sound. I don't know if it's because let's see what this does. Not sure if you can hear my sound, but hello. My name is Kathleen, and I am your country coach. I'm the author of a set written exclusively for Black individuals. It's their conscious minds, and to increase our awareness about ourselves as African American individuals. So, welcome to my show. Today, we're going to talk about the comments made by Tamika Mallory. We're also going to talk about, let me see, we're going to talk about religion. Look at my notes. Tamika Mallory is supporting Black organizations, the comments that she made. Also going to talk about religion and what prayer and our purpose, and what prayer and what our purpose is as saints. Because we just can't be saying we're gonna pray, we're gonna pray. There's more to do than that. And then understanding political fronts and politicians and the whole judicial system and politics and things like that. So that's what we will be sharing during this hour of the Conscious Hour. Yay! So I'm super excited about that. I just don't know. Oh, this is what happened to my sound. I'm like, what happened to my sound? I can't hear this. Guys, I'm a one-man show. Look, I try to do the best I absolutely can. But anyway, thanks for joining me. I was blessed to enjoy the homegoing service. I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. I was blessed to be able to watch the homegoing service of a woman I could easily call my second mom, Mother Virginia Wilson. They did it live on Facebook. COVID is out there. By the way, I hope you guys are taking care of yourself during this COVID crisis. But I was online participating, watching her homegoing service. Very near and dear to my heart. So the video, the broadcast went out, and so I jumped on earlier to do this show, and I saw that they were showing her homegoing service, and so I opted to do that first, because that's just how important family is to me. Family is super important to me. I would have tried to go and be present at the funeral, but I do have my own health concerns, and it was going to be really crowded. I already knew that because she was well loved. And so I opted to not travel and all of that. I definitely sent my condolences. My two daughters were there. I think they represent me. And other family members, I'm sure was there. My sister, probably another brother, things like that. They live there. But I do want to honor Mother Virginia today while I'm doing this broadcast. She is almost the epitome of what a Black mom could and should be. Very loving, very kind, very hospitable. I mean, this woman was love, y'all. If you ever heard of a Proverbs 31 woman, this woman, Mother Virginia Wilson, I got to show y'all a picture. Look, I can't even just sit here and just talk about her. Because I got to show you guys a pic. This woman was simply amazing. Like on another level, she was amazing and always supportive. And even her, coming to glory, even in her last bid here, she still was a blessing. She was a blessing in that Oh, if I start showing pictures, it's 1,000 pictures on here I love. Let me see. But Mother Wilson, I just want to honor her. I got one more I want to do. I wasn't even intend on doing this, but I can't. I can't go on. I can't even do this show without honoring her. Because she's super important to me. Um, and please, I definitely don't want to in any way disrespect the family. I didn't ask their permission to do this, so I hope they family, we family. I'm talking about family as a matter of fact. And she is one of those people who, give me just a second. She is what family is. I don't even know where I just say the pictures at. I tell you what I do. I'm just gonna turn this camera around so you guys can see. So you guys can see because I posted about her on my Facebook page. That'll probably be the easiest thing to do. Let me get my phone out. I think this is a good way to start the show because she meant so much to me. And she and her family are representative of what a family is: the love, the care, the concern, the gentleness, and everything. So I'm not gonna, like I said, I ain't gonna hold y'all up. Hold on. Let me show you some pictures though. I have to because I love her. I just do. I love her. I mean, ooh, man, it's hard. Um, I'm gonna share Mama with y'all. That's Mother Wilson. She was a woman of God, beautiful. Mother Virginia Wilson. This is my favorite pick, y'all. That's just like my favorite pick. Um, I feel like even in her passing, she still gave me her blessing because, as you know, my conscious book collection is all in purple. It looks blue, but it's actually purple. It's all in purple and gray. Every book I write is in purple and gray. And guess what her colors are? Guess what the theme colors are? Her theme colors are purple and lavender, and I think silver. So that's basically gray. So, guys, that just did something to me. So, as we begin on this journey today, let me show you a video as we get into elevating our conscious minds as Black individuals. I'll show you the video first, and then I'll come right back.
Daniel Cameron is no different than the sellout Negroes that sold our people into slavery and helped white men to capture our people, to abuse them and to traffic them while our women were raped, while our men were raped by savages. That is who you are, Daniel Cameron. You are a coward. You are a sellout. And you were used by the system to harm your own mama, your own Black mama. We have no respect for you. No respect for your Black skin. Because all of our skin folk ain't our kin folk. And you do not belong to Black people at all.
You use your religion as an excuse not to stand up and fight your natural enemy. And the only people on this earth, Brother Alton, the only people on this earth that use their religion and their so-called belief in God as an excuse not to stand up and confront their enemy is my people. Negroes are the only people I know that do this. Even the Buddhists, as gentle as they are, study Kung Fu so they can defend their temples. And you know how gentle they are. But y'all talk all that foolishness when it comes down confronting this white man because you're scared to death of him.
Oh God, let me talk this through. I want to make sure you catch this. When you don't vote, you jeopardize the future of justice in this land. You know where justice begins? With the district attorney. You know who makes a decision about who goes to trial? The district attorney. You know who organizes plea bargains? The district attorneys. You know who fails to indict officers for killing black people? The district attorneys. And when you don't vote, you have no say in the person who makes the decision of who goes to trial and who walks away without even being indicted. Of the 198 judges that this president has placed on the bench, not one of them is black. Not a single black face sitting as a judge under this president. 198 judges, and not one of them is black. Man, stop filming.
All right, so those are basically the subjects that we're going to talk about today. And the reason why we're going to talk about them is because we're all moving into this area of education. We're all moving into this space where we have to be responsible. Sorry, I'm looking off, but I forgot to put my little what's the names in here. And I'm a one-woman show, guys. I promise you, I'm gonna put a little thing up here. That's what I need to do. That's what I keep forgetting to do, is to put a little thing up here to remind me of my entire setup before I go live, like all the little things I need to do. But we are reminded that there is work for us to do as individuals, right? Like, we can't sit around and wait for people to solve our problems. We have to solve our own problems. We have to be the ones that are taking the initiative to make sure that we are effectively making changes and adjustments, as the world presents itself to us. We're not really doing that. We're not really stepping into the space where we are able to pivot based on how the world presents itself to us. We're just used to going along with whatever they say and whatever they do. So, and we try to play catch up. But I want us to move into a space and into a place where we are very conscious of where we are, where we live, and the things that we need to do. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is Tamika Mallory. She has a organization called Until Freedom. Now, Tamika Mallory is the first person you saw speaking. And sorry, I have to take this in. And she is the leader of Until Freedom, right? So she's the leader of Until Freedom. Until Freedom is a group that I didn't know anything about until this year. And once I learned about that group, I started to support that group. Now, how do you support a group? So we can't be in every country, participating in every rally and doing all of that. So how do you support a group? You can actually participate in rallies or protests or whatever they're doing, but they also have things they do behind the scenes. And so a lot of people don't talk about that because a lot of people probably don't know about that. But there are a lot of things that these organizations do behind the scenes. So yeah, they protest and they do all of that, but they also have initiatives that they work on within the community. So part of that is like Tamika Mallory and Until Freedom. They really got the police reform in the area where Breonna Taylor was killed and shot. So they found a way to execute some reform as far as no-knock warrants and things like that. So I know when I was a part of Black Lives Matter in another state, there were a lot of things they're working on within school systems, within the community, things like not allowing, after the police officer was responsible for killing, I forgot his name, in Cincinnati, then they started changing how college campuses have police and things like that. So, I mean, it can go from anywhere from healthcare to food to education, like academic education, as in, high school and college, technical schools, and all of that. So they're very, very boots on the ground outside of the protest. Now, I know a lot of us, we just see the protest, and that's all that we know that people do. And that's all that we think civil activists do. Just like Martin Luther King. Well, Martin Luther King was meeting with city officials, he was meeting with government officials, the governor, the mayor, city council, he was meeting with presidents. So it wasn't just trying to deal with the people on the top, but it was also people in the community who were community leaders that he was connecting to as well. And so you have a lot going on. So I just want us to keep in mind that when you see people like Tamika Mallory who are in the forefront, they are boots on the ground, they are the face of the brand, so to speak. There's also work going on behind the scenes. There's also work going on throughout the community, at the city level, at the county level, at the state level. And then, so there are things that are going on. There are things that they are revealing and making us aware of, and then they start to work on those things. So it's just not talk, talk, talk. It's actually work and effort that goes into these things. And so, and chat is open, by the way. So if you have a question, you have a concern, or anything like that, you definitely can share that. There you go. So let me see if I'm good. I'm good on Periscope, I'm good on YouTube, and I'm good on Facebook. So I am Kathleen, your conscious coach. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and Periscope and all that good stuff. So wherever you are right now, click the follow button and follow. So when you look at people like these who are on the forefront, then immediately people want to say Black Lives Matter is a terrorist group, Black Lives Matter is this and that. And a lot of that is just basically uneducated. You have no idea what these groups do. You haven't did any research. You haven't been a part of the group. And so you really don't know. And the worst thing to do is just to take the word of somebody who doesn't even know. And we do that a lot. People listen to what people say. And, the best thing we have right now, a lot of people knock it, but one of the best tools we have right now is the internet. The internet is really, really good. If you know how to use reliable sources, if you know how to connect with the people in the spaces that can actually speak to the facts and really what's going on, then that's how you really want to make your connections. So you don't want to just listen to other people or other people's opinions and all of that. You really want to know what people are really, really doing. So when it comes to groups like Until Freedom, the NAACP, Black Lives Matter, you want to make sure you are connecting to groups and organizations like these. NAACP has been around for years. I know people are always talking about, well, NAACP is not doing anything. Well, it depends on where you're looking from. If you're looking from a space where you haven't really done your research or became familiar with the organization or know their day-to-day operation, then you probably would say something like that. However, if you come from the place that I'm coming from, where I listen to, I actually, when they have a live, I'm on the live with the NAACP. Did you know the NAACP goes live on Facebook? Do you know that they have meetings every month? All across this country, there's more than one NAACP. NAACP is basically in every major city for sure. So there are NAACP offices, representatives, and all of that all over the country. So don't be distracted when people are saying things like, what does the NAACP have done and all of that. You really have to get involved to understand the scope and the broad spectrum of the things that they actually get done, and how they're able to leverage and how they're able to negotiate and provide solutions. Until Freedom is a new group. I don't know a lot about them, but I know a lot about them now in terms of what I see them actually doing. I've never been a part of that group, but I certainly do support that group because I see that what they are producing and I know what they're all about. And I took the time to find out. And that's what you have to do. You have to take the time to go and do the research and find out. And as long as we have these little magic things right here, we get to do that. We get to educate ourselves. And I call that educare. I see I'm not the only one that's got an educare out there, but anyway, I call it educare. So when we see people like Tamika Mallory speaking up and speaking on people like the Attorney General Daniel Cameron, who is basically a black man, there's no other way to say it. There are people, like she said, the black people who were on the ship who sold black people into slavery. There are black people, there are melanated people who they don't have you in mind. They're not caring and concerned about you. They're only out for what they can get out of it. Just like the people who follow Trump, Rosie and Pink, or whatever those two black women names are, Rich and Diamond, Black and Diamond, whatever. Those types of people, the people who spoke at the RNC, you're going to have black people who are only out for what they can get out of it, whatever rank they're trying to scale up into, like Attorney General Daniel Cameron. You have to look at, what is this brother trying to really scale up into? How can serving Donald Trump and being buddies with Mitch McConnell get him? Because that's all he looks at. So when you see black people like that, that's when you know you have to step away, because they're not going to provide any avenues, any resources. They're not going to be on your side. They're not with black people. They're allies with the enemy. And so once you know that, then you know how to move about. So you have to support black organizations. Now, one way you can do that, you can give money. Money still works. Hit the Cash App. Money still works. $5. Some of them have these commitment programs, basically where it's a recurring payment that comes out of your account. And so if you're supporting the NAACP, I think the NAACP is $35 a year. I don't know why it's not higher, but it's $35 a year. And then, but you can give more. Like, you could give whatever you want to give. You could give $50,000 if that's what you wanted to do, $1 million, whatever. You can have a monthly donations of $1,000, $1,500, $30, $5, whatever you want to do. They have these payment systems where you are able to contribute every month a certain amount. So you don't have to like keep up with them, know what they're doing. But if you're working, like next week, I'll be back full time working. So if you're working and doing all of that, guess what? You don't have time for protests. Sometimes you don't have time for the meetings. Sometimes you don't have time for this and that. But you know they're doing the work. And so you contribute to the causes of what they're doing. I've contributed to Mike Imhotep with the National History Network. I contribute to Roland Martin. I've contributed to Sean King. I've contributed to Black Lives Matter. I've contributed to Until Freedom. Places and people like this who are really out here doing the work, educating our people, finding ways to close the gap. Those are people that I'm going to support. I don't care if it's $5. I don't care if it's $2. I don't care if it's $3. I don't care if it's $20. I don't care if it's $50. I don't care if it's $100. God bless me if I can get $1,000 a month. I would do that. It's just, we have to be responsible for really pouring back into our people, into our community, and into the causes that fit our Black lives. So that's all I want to say about that. Then I showed you guys a piece. I showed you guys a piece of this guy who was, let me see if I can get it on here. Yeah, I can. I showed you guys this piece where this guy was talking about religion, and they were talking about how religion, is this the right video? Ooh. Let me see. Let me see if I can get this on here.
Daniel Cameron is no different than the sellout Negroes that sold our people into slavery and helped white men to capture our people, to abuse them and to traffic them while our women were raped, while our men were raped by savages. That is who you are, Daniel Cameron. You are a coward. You are a sellout. And you were used by the system to harm your own mama, your own Black mama. We have no respect for you. No respect for your Black skin. Because all all of our skin folk ain't our kinfolk, and you do not belong to black people at all.
Okay, so the question was, where's the black family? Where's the black church? The black
You
church.
use your religion as an excuse not to stand up and fight your natural enemy. And the only people on this earth, Brother Alton, the only people on this earth that use their religion and their so-called belief in God as an excuse not to stand up and confront their enemy is my people. Negroes are the only people I know that do this. Even the Buddhists, as gentle as they are, study Kung Fu so they can defend their temples. And you know how gentle they are. But y'all talk all that foolishness when it comes down confronting this white man because you're scared to death of him.
So, yeah, that part. So with that in mind, it made me want to have a conversation with us in regards to religion. Now, if anybody knows me, you know I'm a woman of God and I am religious. There's not a day I go out of my house without a cross on me somewhere. Because, honey, if you find me anywhere I mess around and pass out, God forbid that ever happen or anything like that, you best to know that I am a saved Christian woman who believes in God, has faith, and all that good stuff. But I want to talk a little bit about religion, what prayer is, our purpose as saints, and our cause as leaders, and applying what we have learned. So when it comes to things like this in religion, I know a lot of people are like, where are the preachers, where the pastors, where are the churches at? Because by and large, back in the day, the church used to be the place where it was the only place that you could go to. Where you could find your answers. It's the place that people came to educate our people. It's the place, where people showed up for us. And so a lot of us are still getting used to or trying to fill out, like, where is the church? So when I was out in Cincinnati, Ohio, walking with Black Lives Matter, a lot of people in the crowd were asking that question. Now, I feel like I should have had on a clergy collar or something, because then they would have saw that the church was out there. But I mean, where is the church? Like the full representation of the church. Because everybody knows that the church is the one thing, faith, religion, and all of that is the one thing that Black people run to. And we're not going to do nothing else. Even though the numbers have dropped, we're still going to find ourselves running up in the church. And so the question is, where is the Black church? I mean, even in this COVID situation, we didn't really show up the way I would like for us to have shown up to lead our people into even safety. Like, I'm going to type something in here right quick. Type something in here. The church used to be the plug, the go-to. So I'm gonna put that in there just like I feel it. So the church used to be the place to go if you wanted answers. I'm not talking about just for salvation, because we all need to be saved. That's my opinion. It ain't gonna hurt you. You know what I'm saying? It just teach you how to live right, how you treat your wife and your kids, and how to do things right. So ain't nothing wrong with it. So it's like the church used to also be that place where we went for comfort and guidance. It also was the place where we learned about our civil rights. And so it's okay that you pray. I'm down with that, because I'm going to pray. It's okay that you have faith and operate in faith. I'm cool with that, because I got that. But where are we in terms of our relationship with and in the world that we exist in? Now, we all know, if you're real churchy, Pentecostal is my background, and Baptist. So you can just imagine all the going up of yonders in my spirit, and all of the knowledge I have concerning the afterlife, and the fact that we are merely pilgrims here on earth until we get to heaven. I love it. I like the whole scenario of me going to heaven one day to live with Jesus. I truly, I do. I need a haircut, y'all. That's why I've been wearing these wraps so much. But guess what? I'm down here on earth now. And while I'm down here on earth, I have to kind of mind take care of earthly things. Like I'm down here on earth, I'm going to heaven, but right now my life's got to be paid for me to have somewhere to live comfortably. So I have to take care of things down here on earth as well. So when it comes to prayer, I believe prayer is a tool that we can use to bring comfort and all that, but direction as well. So let's talk about this weapon of prayer that we do have. If you have the weapon of prayer, meaning you're able to get a prayer through, that makes you a double-edged sword. Because not only can you pray and get things done, but you can literally physically get things done as well. So you can pray and you can march. You can pray and you can protest. You can pray and you can figure out ways and find solutions to dissolve structural racism. You can pray and God can answer you in terms of what types of laws that needs to be changed. You can pray and God can touch the heart of the racist if that's how you're praying. I mean, let's not leave prayer out, but let's apply the pieces of faith that we do have in our everyday life, especially and in concerning civil rights. So we have to look at that. What is our purpose as saints? So if you're a saint, you're a woman of God, you're Christian, whatever you want to call yourself, however you want to identify yourself, according to the word of God or according to what you know, whatever the case may be. How do you then turn that into, like I said, weaponizing yourself? Because we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness in high places against the rulers of darkness. Okay, sound like saints got a real big place to play in that. And it ain't just praying. I told him the other day, I said, you got to understand one thing, boo-boo. David fought Goliath. That means that he was present. That means that he was on the scene, that he fought Goliath. I'm talking about he had the slingshot in his hand fighting Goliath. This was not a spiritual thing. This was not him praying and in a dream he fought Goliath. This is boots on the ground. Black people and white people and whoever else that has sense enough to do it, fighting the oppressor, racism, police, and brutality and all of that. That's being there. That's being a part of it. That's just not imagination. That's actually being a part of the struggle. So what about our cause as leaders? So you talk about having a purpose. One of the main purposes of saints and church folk is to be leaders. He said, you are the salt of this earth, the salt. And he says, you're the flavor of this earth. All right? You got it going on. You're the person people turn to. You sit up on a hill. That's what the Bible said. You sit up on a hill and you shine in this light and everybody can see this light. So why are people who are sitting on a hill not being seen? So if you're a pastor, if you are a minister, if you just belong to somebody's church somewhere, if you are a believer, why aren't we seeing your light shine? It says that you sit it up on a hill. Where the hill's at? Where you at, people? And as a woman of God, I'm very outspoken. Matter of fact, I went ahead on and ordered me a clergy collar. I just went ahead on and did it, because so y'all can understand that we out here, but I'm calling out more to be out here to really do this work. And then, like I said, all we have to do is apply what we've learned. So we've learned faith. We've learned prayer. We've also learned fellowship, right? Because we are sheep. We've also learned to take command and be shepherds, to be leaders, to be the example. That's one thing you really do in the church. You learn how to be the example. You learn how to follow. You're taught a lot of obedience and all this stuff. So we need to start applying, shift some of that over to some of this civil unrest that we're seeing, so we can create a better future for our children. Mind you, these are our children, especially if you're Black. These are our children. So that's the work that we have to do. So it doesn't matter that you a saint or you saved and all of that. That's just more reason for you to be out here on your job serving your purpose. You're a soldier in the army of the Lord. If you're a soldier in the army of the Lord, where you at? Because we fighting. The next thing I want to talk about, I'll let you see this little clip. Educare. Educare is utilizing every resource, every tool we have available to understand this America or wherever you live that we live in. You need to understand racism, white supremacy, politicians, the system of politics and how that works, every political office, okay? That's your job. You have to do that. It's your civic duty, not only to vote, but to know what you're voting for, who you're voting for, why, and why your vote counts, and where your votes will be applied, and everything you need to learn about this political system. That is our duty, to educare. Let me type that in here right quick. Knowledge. What type of word that y'all don't like to see? Responsibility. Y'all like that word. I know you do. Because we all learning, right? That we got to do this. So basically, educare is learning every system. So the educational system, being on the school board, things like that, knowing the type of money that's spent within your county, within your school system, understanding the difference between a charter school, a private school, a public school, understanding the funding that they get from the food, who are the vendors at the schools, because schools have vendors. Are they black? Are the vendors that support your 90% black school or your 100% black school, are they black? So you need to understand all of that. You need to understand the police department, the chief of police, the mayor, all of these positions, all that they do, how it makes a difference in your life. You need to understand financial literacy, credit. You need to understand lending practices in your area. You need to understand the court system, locally, federally, internationally, county, city, all of that. All of that. All of that. We have to understand. Let's watch this. This light getting on my nerves.
Oh, God, let me talk this through. I want to make sure you catch this. When you don't vote, you jeopardize the future of justice in this land. You know where justice begins? With the district attorney. You know who makes a decision about who goes to trial? The district attorney. You know who organizes plea bargains? The district attorneys. You know who fails to indict officers for killing black people? The district attorneys. And when you don't vote, you have no say in the person who makes the decision of who goes to trial and who walks away without even being indicted. Of the 198 judges that this president has placed on the bench, not one of them is black. Not a single black face sitting as a judge under this president. 198 judges, and not one of them is black. Man, stop filming.
Listen, guys, that pastor was like, look, stop filming. I ain't even got time. I'm sick of this. I understand his pain and I understand his grief. But pastor, hang on in there. Whatever your name is, wherever you're from, hang on in there, because it gets better the more educated we are. It gets better the more information we have. It gets better the more you share what you've learned. it gets better for us the more we know. So we have to turn away from entertainment, and we have to be willing to be educated. We have to be willing to take the time to sit down and look for information, to hear information, and to educate our Black families. And that's what we have to do. And you have to utilize every resource. I like edutainment. So edutainment is people like Roland Martin, who has a show every day throughout the day. He's on Facebook, YouTube, and all that, and he has shows, and you can watch them and you can learn. You can learn. Like the other day, he did a real good breakdown. So Trump has this plan that he calls the Platinum Plan. Roland Martin on his show the other night debunked every part of that so-called Platinum Plan. But if you don't watch Roland Martin and you're not used to edutainment, then you don't know that. You don't know that pretty much every part of the Trump Platinum Plan is basically a lie. Look, go to Roland Martin. But since you're on here, just let me tell you, most of the pieces, and when I say most, I mean everything that he had written in there, is basically old programs that President Obama had already initiated. And after President Obama, they fell through the slumps because Trump did not renew them. And therefore, there was a lack of funds to HBCUs. This is not new money. It's not more money. It's not any of that. It's the smoke and mirrors that we don't understand is what Trump does. So Trump's Platinum Plan, let me type a little note here. Trump's Platinum Plan. I know I can spell platinum. Oh Lord, this thing saying I'm not spelling platinum right. I'm sorry, guys. I'm big on that. Okay, I know how to spell platinum. Now you playing with me. So Trump's Platinum Plan is a farce. It's Obama's old plan renewed. That's basically what it is. Type that in there so you can see it. It's Obama's old plan renewed. That's all it is. The $500 million, $500,000, whatever it is just an Obama plan that was in place for 10 years that lapsed, and now they picked it back up. Like everything about it. Go to Roland Martin. He broke everything down piece by piece. He had experts. He had presidents from college on the show and everything. A financial advisor. Like he broke it all the way completely down. It's a lie. It's a farce. It's smoke and mirrors. So you have to jump over there just to see. Let me see what else is on here. You have to jump on there just to see how crazy Trump is. It's easy for him to lie. It just is. It's easy for him to lie. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about on this show of The Conscious Hour. I'm Kathleen, your conscious coach. And I'm the author of a collection of books. And I'm so excited. So excited. Who said that? Kevin Hart. So excited. I'm so excited because guess what came in the mail today? I'll tell you when I get back. Take a little break right here. And I'll come back and share that with you. I got too much stuff up there. We're going to take it back. Give me a second. Look at me. I'm like, so thank you for joining me on this show. It's our little commercial break. I am Kathleen Harry, your conscious coach. I am chosen, an educator, an author, a speaker, a writer, a woman of God. Again, I'm your conscious coach. And I'm all about elevating your conscious mind. If you see that, elevation is empowerment. Did they do good with that logo? KHCC. See that? You know it's me. Anything KHCC and you see elevation is empowerment, that's me. To support this show and what I do, you can go to Cash App at KV Product. Cash App at KV Product. And also, I do all this because I believe it's our time. Point blank and period. That's all it is to it. I just believe it's our time. It's our time to educate, basically. All right, guys. So what God has given me is this collection of books. And I've written this collection of books at the very basic level. Is to help us to rebuild our family structure. So look what came today, guys. I'm so excited. The legacy workbooks came in today. Amazon has been tripping for like a whole month. Finally, I got my books. So listen, it's only 7 chapters. Oh, you got to see it. It's beautiful. The legacy workbook. I'll just flip you through it right quick. It's available on Amazon. You can get it now. First chapter is about being Black. These aren't long chapters. This is a guide. You'll be surprised. Second chapter is commitment, loyalty, beautiful pictures, beautiful artwork. Oh, I gotta let you see. Beautiful pics, beautiful artwork. It's working here for you guys to do as a family. So work is actually a workbook. It's a lot of fun though. Teach you guys how to make a family covenant and build a family crest. I want to be bending it for pages. But anyway, the workbooks are in the legacy workbook. So grab those on Amazon. Also, my other books, So You Think You Want to Have Sex, also available on Amazon. These are for Black people only. Yeah, I get to say that. It's for Black people only. Things I wish I knew you need help with. Every mother and daughter needs to have this book. You need to read this book before you go to college. As you turn 16, look, grown women need to read this book. And then Hurt People Help People. Yeah. Look, it's the conscious book collection. You can get all 4 books. That would be all 4 books for $50 until November the 3rd, which is a steal. I was told this one book right here should be $24.95 by the experts. They told me they wouldn't even price it less than $24.95. So, matter of fact, what other book did I hear that about? Oh, I think it's So You Think You Want to Have Sex. So Hurt People Help People, So You Think You Want to Have Sex, and Things I Wish I Knew, all of those. So you can get all 4 this month for $50. So listen, guys, that's all I had to share with you guys today. Thank you so much for watching the Conscious Hour. And I'll be back to talk to you about some other things later. Bye-bye. This is Kathleen, your conscious coach. Have a great day.